Hi and welcome to Yoga Naraska. My name is Catherine. I am a yoga teacher and a person who has suffered from premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD, for about the last 15 years. If you're not familiar with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, you can check out my video here that describes the 11 signs and symptoms of PMDD, and I have lots of other PMDD resources here on my channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel if you are interested in learning more about PMDD and the intersection of yoga and mental health. I also have a podcast called Yoga for Mental Health that discusses a lot of the same topics, and you can join me on social media under @YogaNaraska, so we can connect there and have some more conversations about these important topics. So you're probably here because you have PMDD. My condolences. I know what it's like, obviously, and it's not a very fun thing to live with. But because you have PMDD, I also know that you are an extremely resilient person. And although it's really hard sometimes, you do care for yourself and love yourself enough to take action to feel better even when times are hard. Personally, for me, yoga has been a great way to manage my physical and mental health, especially through all these ups and downs of having PMDD. Not only the physical practice of movement, but also the philosophy of yoga and, the mental health benefits of practicing regularly. I don't think yoga is going to cure your PMDD, but I think it's a really valuable tool in staying well in your PMDD journey and to loving yourself a little bit more, even though it can be hard. So my gift to you is this series of mini yoga classes. They're 20 to 30 minutes long, and I've tailored them for each phase of your menstrual cycle and the sort of different needs that you're going to have throughout your menstrual cycle. They're geared for all ages and abilities, so all you really need is your yoga mat and maybe some props, but I'll give you some direction on other things that you can use in place of props if you don't have them. And I just wanted to remind you that if anything doesn't feel good, please don't do it. I don't want you to hurt yourself or harm yourself. Just make sure that you are listening to your body. That's what yoga is all about, is connecting in with the mind and body. So if something doesn't feel right, feel free to take a different pose or come down to child's pose or do whatever you need to do to feel most comfortable. You can find a link to the playlist below down there, and make sure that you go over there and get that set up so you can have some nice music for your practice. You can open it in a separate window and just play this video and your music at the same time. So that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoy your practice, and I'll see you again at the end of this video. Hi, Catherine here. Welcome to the follicular phase class of our Yoga for the PMDD Cycle series. This is the time of the month where you might be feeling like you have a bit more energy, you feel like you have been recovered a little bit from your premenstrual and menstrual phases, especially if you've been keeping up with your self-care and rest and relaxation style yoga. You might be feeling like you have just a bit more energy and you're more up to socializing. And of course, when it comes to exercise, you have a bit more endurance, better balance, and you're all around feeling good. So let's take advantage in this little mini class. We'll try to hit a lot of the different muscle groups and make this a little bit more challenging. So make sure that you have a water bottle with you as well. And if you have yoga blocks or a yoga strap, we'll be using those in this class. But if you don't have them, no worries, we can improvise. You can either use a stack of books instead of a block, or pretty much any object. You could use your water bottle as well for what we're going to be using it for. And if you don't have a strap nearby, you could use a scarf or a sweater, and you can just use the sleeves. Pretty much just any long fabric object will do for our purposes today. So grab those, get your playlist ready. The link is below. You can hit pause and get everything you need all set up, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. Okay, so let's get into our class. I have my playlist ready here, and I will hit play in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, make sure that you can hear me. Adjust your volume so you can hear both me in this recording and the music as well. You can play the music on a separate device or just change the volume independently. Okay, so for the next little half hour, this is your time to really focus, get into your body, get that mind-body connection going. Okay, so let's just settle into our mat for a moment, sitting nice and tall up the spine, shoulders down and away from the ears. So let's close down through the eyes. Sit nice and tall through the spine, lengthening crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Long sigh out. Let the shoulders drop down as you sigh out that long breath. Deep breath in the nose. Long sigh out. One more breath. Wonderful. So just feeling calm, but feeling ready to maybe work up a little bit of a sweat in our practice today. So let's start on hands and knees in table position. Move my pillow out of the way here. Okay, so hands are shoulder width apart underneath the shoulders. Knees are hip width apart directly under the knees. So sort of a 90-degree angle happening with the body, arms and legs here. Pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, spreading the weight out through all fingertips nice and wide. Take a deep breath in, lift the nose, drop the belly. Exhale, start to round the tailbone under, drop the chin, pull belly to spine, navel to spine. Take a long breath out. Inhale, let's lift the nose, lift the tailbone, drop the belly down. Just going back and forth at your own pace now. Rotating through cat and cow pose here. Warming up that spine with some flexion and retraction. Let's come to neutral. This time we'll take a deep breath in. And we'll take the left nostril to the left hip. Coming back through center. Right nostril to right hip. Doing sort of a little crescent shape here. Moving at your own pace with the breath. Always moving with the breath. And coming back to center. Let's drop the hips back onto the feet. So we're coming into sort of a kneeling mountain pose here. Let's take a deep breath in, bring both arms out to the sides, up and overhead. Exhale, bring hands down to heart center. And up one more time, inhale. Exhale, let's forward fold. Rounding the spine, extending. Walking the fingers out just a little bit. Folding the body over the thighs. Let's take a deep inhale as we lift the arms straight back up through the middle here. And we'll take a little back bend. So gaze up at the fingers. You could bring the hands together, gaze at the thumbs. Gentle back bend. Exhale, let's forward fold one more time. Inhale, back up. Slight back bend one more time. Exhale, let's come back down to our table pose. Plant the right hand down. We'll take the left hand up like you're drawing a bow. Up to the ceiling. Gaze at the hand. Exhale, let's swing the left hand under the right arm and drop left shoulder, left ear down to the mat. So legs are staying where they are. It's the upper body that's coming down. You can bend your right elbow if you need. Inhale, let's come back up. Plant left hand now. This time right hand comes up, draw like a bow and arrow. Right hand comes up, gaze at the thumb. Exhale, right hand comes under left arm. Right elbow, right ear come down to the ground. Twisting the spine this time. Coming back up to center. Let's do one more on each side here. Plant right hand, left hand comes up. Exhale, twist. Threading the needle with your arm. Coming back to center. Plant left hand, right hand comes up. Thread the needle. And back to center. Okay, let's walk the hands out. Kind of coming into a little army crawl here until we're on the belly. And let's take arms straight out. Let's take a little full body stretch here. Reaching the arms and legs in opposite directions as much as you can. Wonderful. Okay, let's take the hands back for a moment and press them underneath the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the upper body just a little bit. So we're not even using our hands here. You can lift your hands and float them just to prove that you're not using them. So we're just lifting the upper body. Exhale back down. Okay, keep the hands on the ground this time. Still not using them. We're still using the upper body to lift. Squeeze the booty. Exhale back down. Okay, we're going to try it this time with arms straight out. So this is locust pose or Superwoman, Superman, whatever you decide to choose today. Okay, let's take a deep breath in and lift. Squeeze the booty. Squeeze the abs. Exhale back down. So we're squeezing a lot of muscle groups at the same time here for this lift. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, this time we're going to hold it. Ready? Inhale, lift, hold. One more breath. Exhale, drop it back down. Wonderful. Okay, this time we're going to do like a little swimmer type movement here. So we're going to take the right hand, scooch it down behind the hip, lift it up, and come forward. Then the left hand scooches down the body and forwards, just like we're swimming here. One arm at a time. So you might find it easier if you do that little lift we were practicing as you're making your arm rotation. It's a little tricky, isn't it? Okay, let's try a different type of swimmer this time. So this time we're going to raise the right hand and the left foot. And then we're going to switch. So we're going back and forth. So breathing, squeezing the booty, squeezing the core. Don't forget to breathe. One more breath. And exhale back down. Beautiful. Okay, let's take the hands down to sort of a goalpost kind of shape here. Bend the knees, bring the feet together. So we're going to do skydivers now. So the same movement that we were doing, we're squeezing the booty, squeezing the core, lifting the upper body, lifting the knees up off of the mat, okay? So let's just try one here. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, we're going to hit 5 now. So ready? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, we're going to hold it this time for 3 breaths. Ready? Inhale, lift, hold. Squeezing, squeezing. One more breath. You can do it. You got this. Exhale, lower. Wonderful. All right. Let's take the hands, place them underneath the shoulders. And we are going to push ourselves up to plank position. So tuck the toes under. You can stay on the knees here if you like, or you can push your whole body up like a push-up. So if you'd like to stay with your knees down, totally okay. Take your elbows, tuck them into the side body. So no cricket arms here. We're tucked nice and straight in. And on 3, we're going to push the ground away from us, coming up into a plank. Okay, inhale, push. Coming up into our plank pose. Let's drop the knees down for a moment. Coming back into table as we move through some lunges. So let's take left foot forward up in between the hands, nice and close to your left hand. So make sure when we're in this position that our knee is stacked directly over ankle. We don't want our knee to be too far out over towards the toes, and we don't want it to be too far back either. We want it stacked directly 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here. And take a look at your feet and make sure that they are hip distance apart. So we don't want to have our feet on a tightrope. We want to have them on train tracks here. All right, spread the weight out between your toes. Press the top of the right foot and the knee into the earth. Let's inhale, bring arms up and overhead into our low lunge. Gazing up, taking a slight back bend here maybe. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Okay, we're going to come into a little twist here. So take your right elbow and bring it to the outside of your left knee. Coming into a little twist. If this is a little bit tricky for balance, you might place your right hand on the inside of the left foot. Left hand comes up and overhead. Whatever feels best for you. Might gaze at that middle finger up there to challenge your balance. Exhale, bring left hand right back down. And you know what, just to stretch out this front leg, let's walk the hands backwards, let the hips go backwards, point those left toes up at the ceiling, coming into a low kneeling pyramid. So it's okay to round through the back here. You're going to feel that sensation in the back of the leg. Gentle bend in the knee though, don't lock it. Okay, coming back into our table, let's press the hands down, send the left knee back to meet the right. All right, right foot comes up in between the hands, close to the right hand. Again, checking in, our knee is directly over ankle. And checking in to make sure that our legs are hip width apart, feet hip width apart. Train tracks, not tight ropes. Okay, let's inhale, both hands up and overhead. Slight back bend here again. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's bring left elbow to the outside of right knee, coming into our twist. Again, if this is a little bit tricky, you might bring left hand to the inside of that right foot. Right hand comes up, gazing at the middle finger in our twist here to add a little bit of balance challenge. Exhale, right hand comes down. Walk the hands back, walk the hips back. Step the right heel forward a little bit, right toes point at the ceiling, coming into our kneeling pyramid. Walk the hands forward, bring right knee back into table. Okay, so we're going to go through our lunges again, this time with the option of high lunge. So this will be, your back knee won't be on the ground, your back knee will be lifted. So you can stay in low lunge if you're feeling a little bit lower energy or your balance is a little bit challenged today. Either or, yogi's choice, up to you. Okay, let's start with left foot forward again this time. So left foot next to the left hand. And if you wanted to hit the high lunge, we're going to tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee up into a high lunge. Again, low lunge, no shame. No shame. If that's where you're more comfortable, totally fine. Maybe next month. We'll see. We got to work on this, right? It's a process. Again, checking in to make sure that we have that right ankle, knee stacked directly over ankle. All right, let's inhale, arms up and overhead. Woo! Already challenging my balance today. Gazing up at the ceiling or your hands, slight back bend, dropping shoulders down and away from the ears. Exhale, hands to heart center, embracing those little micro movements as you gain your balance here. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee, coming into our twist. A little trickier in high lunge here. You can bring right hand to the inside of the foot if you like. The left hand comes up and overhead, gazing at the hands. Challenging our balance. Exhale, left hand comes down. And let's continue our little pyramids here. So let's drop the right knee down, walk it back into our low pyramid. Walking back forward. Left knee comes back, right foot comes forward. Again, if we're coming up at high lunge, tucking the back toes under, lifting the knee. Checking in to make sure knee is directly over ankle. All right, finding your balance, make sure that the feet are about hip width apart. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Dropping the shoulders down and away from the ears. Gazing at the ceiling.
Exhale, hands down to heart center. Left elbow to the outside of right knee this time, coming into our twist. Bringing left hand down, right hand up. Gazing at the middle finger to challenge balance. Exhale, right hand comes down. Dropping left knee, let's walk it back into our pyramid. Walking back forward, sending right knee back to meet the left, coming into table. Awesome. Okay, so let's drop the hips down, come into a seated position. All right, so here is where you might want to grab your yoga block. And I'm going to grab a quick sip of water, so I invite you to do the same. Always important to hydrate. Okay, awesome. So our feet are about hip width apart and a couple of steps away from the bum. We're going to take our yoga block, or if you use your water bottle or any sort of this size object, we're going to hold that in front of us. We're going to inhale, lift it up overhead, gazing at the block as you do so, leaning back just a little bit, and then leaning forward again. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. So just warming up here for what's to come. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. 2 more. Beautiful. Okay. So let's put the block down for a moment. This time you can take your hands back a little bit as we're going to lift the shins up a little bit. So we're coming in to a bit of a V-sit or Navasana or boat pose. So if you have the balance, you can bring your arms out here as well. And we're going to tap 1 foot at a time. So we're leaning back on the sits bones here a little bit. Make sure the back is straight. We're not rounding through the back. Exhale to lower, inhale to lift. You got this. Let's do a couple more on each side. Beautiful. Okay, let's come back up, take a little bit of a rest. And then we'll grab our block or your water bottle or a similar sized object, a book or something, or Kleenex box, toilet paper roll, whatever. Okay, so let's assume they're same position here. So legs up. If you're really challenged by this and this is really hard on your core, you can leave the feet on the ground, totally okay. But we're looking for a bit of a lean back here, sort of a, what's that, a 45? I don't know my angles. 45-degree angle here. We're on the sits bones. Feet are kind of a counterbalance, whether they're up here or whether they're down here. We're going to take our block and we're going to be doing kayakers. So left to right across the body. So make sure you're breathing. We're taking this navel and we're drawing it towards the spine and we're really contracting that core. Okay, so assume the position wherever you're at. Okay, ready? Inhale to center, exhale to lower, and exhale to twist. You got this. I know it's challenging, but I believe you got this. This is the time of the month where you are at your strongest, and you are strong as hell because you're a PMDD warrior, and I know that for sure. All right, let's do 1 more on each side. Okay, take a break. All right, so you might find that you're feeling that in the lower back here. So let's cross the legs. Take the hands behind the back, press them away, and we'll open up that front body, creating a nice little curve in here. Beautiful. Okay, I've got 1 more ab work for you. It is a little bit trickier, so if you would like to go back to your V-sits or your toe taps or your back and forth, totally fine. Or if you want to just chill out in child's pose or Savasana, whatever you like. Yogi's choice, always up to you here. Okay, so we are going to begin in a V-sit with our legs crossed. So I don't know if you can see my legs are crossed here. Okay, we're gonna come out into like a hollow body hold, so all the way down here, and then we're gonna come back up and we're gonna cross the legs opposite direction. So let's just do 5 of these. I know they're really tricky. Okay, so let's prepare. So we are exhaling as we open up and inhaling as we crunch, which is kind of the opposite of what we're normally doing in yoga, but because we are engaging our muscles in this lower part, that's when we really need to be forcefully exhaling. Okay, you ready? Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Opposite cross legs. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. You got it. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. All right, you think we can hold it this time? Let's see how long we can hold it for. I don't have great abs, so we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower, hold. And back up. Awesome. Woo! Okay, let's take a little stretch here. And exhale, hands back down. Awesome, you're doing great here. Okay, so this is when we will need our yoga strap in a moment or two. So you can actually just use the strap that holds your yoga mat. Like this is mine that has the little holes to hold your yoga mat. Or you can grab a scarf or a sweater with long sleeves or a long sleeve shirt. Something like that will do. All right, so let's come down onto the mat. All the way down. And I always like to begin on the mat when I'm coming down into a reclined position with my knees to chest, because I find it really helps me to connect my lower back in with the earth. I have a really curved lower back and it's kind of painful for me to lie down if it's not connected in with the earth, so I like to do this to sort of release those muscles a little bit. So give yourself a little back massage, you deserve it. Rolling back and forth. All right, here's where our strap or strap-like object comes in. So we're gonna wrap the strap around the soles of the feet. They're pointed skyward, so you're just gonna grab the bottom of your straps and both of your feet up into the air, so the feet pointing up, legs nice and straight. Don't lock the knees, gentle bend. Just hold this for a moment, enjoying that lovely exchange of blood as our legs sort of drain out. Bit of change of perspective, maybe. All right, let's take the right leg out, send it out straight, down to the earth. Let the left leg have its little stretch here. You might take both straps in your right hand and then put your left hand out to the side in a T shape. And we'll begin to drop the left leg over to the right. So only going as feels far. All right, only going as far as feels good. So you don't have to have your foot touch the ground, just only going as far as that feels good for a twist. And then slowly, slowly, with intention, coming back up to center. Let's bring the right leg up to take its spot. Send the left leg out. Wonderful. All right, taking a minute here to stretch that left leg again, the right leg, gentle bend in the knee. Take both straps in the left hand, right hand comes out into a T. Then begin to drop that right leg over to the left this time, taking your time. Only going as far as feels good. And then coming back up to center. All right, let's hit one more pose here. So take both of your, actually 2 more poses, I guess. Take both the feet up into the strap, open them up into a V. You'll shorten your strap a little bit, that's okay. Coming into a wide V here. And then from here, we're gonna bend the knees, bringing them towards the shoulders, but wider than the trunk of the body. Gently pulling down on the straps, coming into a version of happy baby. Straighten out the legs. Bringing both feet back together. And slowly drop them down back to the earth. Woo! All right, you can take that strap out of the way now. And just relax into the mat as we prepare for a final Savasana. So make sure that you are comfortable. You could place a pillow beneath the low back or the head if you like. Preparing to enjoy this blissful Savasana after you've done all that hard work. You did great. Taking a couple moments to appreciate your body. I know it's hard when you have PMDD and it causes you so much pain. But sometimes you just need to remind yourself of the strength that you have and the perseverance and the resilience that you have because of your PMDD, that you bounce back so often and you go through so much, and yet you are still here and you're still fighting. And sometimes it's good to be fully present when your body is feeling at its best. So let's take a couple minutes to just bask in that strength and resilience. Beginning to come back to the present now, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes. Taking a nice full body stretch if that feels good. And when you feel ready, rolling over onto one side into the fetal position. Taking a moment here to rest and reawaken. Perhaps noticing how you feel now as compared to when you began your practice. And when you feel ready, pushing yourself up into a seated position. Bringing hands to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in. Give yourself a gentle bow, appreciating yourself for showing up here and doing the work, putting in the self-care and the time. I thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Until next time, my friends.
Hi, me again. I'm hoping not to interrupt your Savasana. I hope you are enjoying your post-practice bliss. But I just wanted to come on and say hello and thank you again so much for spending this time with me and taking the time for yourself. I would love to hear your thoughts on how this practice went. Did you find it challenging? Did you find it easy? Did you find it enjoyable? I would love to hear your feedback so I can integrate that for future yoga videos. Hit the like button if you enjoyed and share with your PMDD friends. If you subscribe to my channel as well, you'll also get updates of more yoga videos and more videos on PMDD, mental health, all that sort of goodness. And if you'd like some extra freebies, more resources, yoga, etc., and a nice community of PMDD yogis, you can join my mailing list below. The link is down there too. And you can join us. There'll be a weekly email every Friday that will have all of the sort of content that I put out throughout the week, and also something free just for my email subscribers. So that's usually a yoga class or some sort of resource, especially made with love just for my subscribers. I also have a Facebook group that you can join if you'd like to connect with other PMDD yogis as well. That's in the link down there. So if you see the value in practicing yoga for your PMDD, I would love to have you in my upcoming online course. It's called the Dysphoric Yogi. It's a 6-week online course that is full of full-length yoga classes, meditations, lectures on what's going on in your PMDD cycle and how PMDD relates to the world around you. We'll also meet live once a week to discuss sort of our experiences and have a little bit of peer support engagement. And all of this will be designed with PMDD in mind. There'll be journaling exercises, workbooks, an exclusive Facebook group, and tons of value-packed free content that I will also throw in there just for you. My goal is to empower you to speak up for yourself and make your needs known so you can get those needs met with your friends, your family, your workplace, and your medical team, because PMDD is really, really hard to live with and you deserve all the support that you can get. So I would love to offer you my support in your journey. So please check out the Dysphoric Yogi. If you join my mailing list that we discussed earlier, you'll be the first one to know about the release date for my course, so I would love to see you there. Don't forget to subscribe so you have access to the other 3 Yoga for Your PMDD cycle classes, and you can save them for your next cycle. Again, thanks so much for being here with me. I appreciate it so much, and I would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments what you thought, and let's connect.